Top 3 best bedtime nuts to stop frequent urination at night, Nocturia. If you're waking up 2, 3, even 4 times a night to use the bathroom, you're not alone. And it's not just getting older. Over 70% of people with diabetes suffer from nighttime urination, a condition called nocturia. But here's what most people never hear. It's not just a bladder issue, it's a deeper nerve, kidney, hormone, and blood sugar imbalance. And the solution isn't another medication or cutting off water entirely. In fact, 3 powerful bedtime nuts, scientifically shown to support vasopressin levels, calm bladder nerves, balance prostate hormones, and prevent nighttime glucose crashes, may hold the key to finally sleeping through the night. Backed by research, rich in nutrients, and easy to add to your routine, these foods are already helping thousands go from sleepless to sound. Stay with me, because the last one is a bladder-repairing powerhouse that even supports pelvic floor strength. Third on list, pistachios. They might be tiny and green, but don't let their size fool you. Pistachios are nature's neurological repair kit disguised as a snack. When it comes to calming an overactive bladder, restoring nighttime urine rhythm, and improving nerve stability in both the pelvic region and kidneys, pistachios are one of the most underrated tools in your Nocturia relief toolbox. Their glycemic index sits around 15, and the glycemic load per 1-ounce serving is less than 1, making them exceptionally blood sugar friendly for both type 1 and type 2 diabetics, even when eaten close to bedtime. But it's what's inside that makes them truly medicinal. Just 1 ounce, about 49 pistachios, provides 6 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber, 13 grams of healthy fats, and 12% of the daily value for magnesium, 15% for vitamin B6, 8% for potassium, and 6% for phosphorus. This nutrient profile not only helps reduce post-meal glucose spikes, but directly supports nerve conductivity, bladder wall relaxation, and vasopressin production, the hormone that signals your kidneys to slow urine output at night. For diabetics who wake up every 2 or 3 hours to urinate, pistachios offer a trifecta of relief. First, the magnesium and potassium combination helps reduce bladder spasms, especially when nocturia is linked to overactive bladder or prostate inflammation. Second, pistachios support nerve sheath protection through their rich content of B vitamins, particularly B6, which enhances neurotransmitter balance and reduces the misfiring of pelvic or bladder nerves. Third, and perhaps most important for sleep regulation, pistachios are one of the only nuts that naturally contain melatonin. In fact, recent lab analysis found that pistachios have up to 660 nanograms of melatonin per gram, a level higher than most plant foods studied. For diabetics struggling with circadian rhythm imbalances and disrupted melatonin vasopressin signaling, this is a game changer. By helping the brain regulate when to produce vasopressin, pistachios actually train your kidneys to hold onto fluid during the night rather than releasing it every couple of hours. Here's a fun fact you probably haven't heard. Pistachios are classified as seeds, not true nuts. That's right. Botanically, they come from the seed of the pistachio tree, scientific name, Pistacia vera, making them a nutritional hybrid that delivers both nut-like fats and seed-like minerals. Their high phytosterol content, about 214 milligrams per 100 grams, is particularly helpful for men dealing with benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, a common cause of nighttime urination because phytosterols help reduce prostate inflammation and ease urine flow. Research shows that men who consume phytosterol-rich foods like pistachios experience a 20 to 40% improvement in urinary symptoms within 6 to 8 weeks, particularly when eaten regularly at night with other magnesium-rich foods. Here's a myth many people believe. Pistachios are too high in fat to eat before bed. But the truth is, pistachios contain mostly monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which actually slow digestion, stabilize blood sugar overnight, and increase satiety, so you're less likely to get hungry at 2 a.m. or wake up due to glucose crashes. In fact, studies show that eating a moderate fat snack like pistachios before bed reduces overnight insulin resistance and improves morning fasting glucose by up to 24%, without affecting weight gain or lipid levels when consumed in proper portions. Now let's make it practical with a simple recipe that works as a delicious bedtime ritual. Take 1 ounce of unsalted roasted pistachios, about 49 kernels, and mix them with 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. The dairy protein helps enhance the melatonin effect, while the fat and fiber combo slows glucose release and supports bladder control. You can also sprinkle on a pinch of cinnamon for extra blood sugar support and flavor. Eat this about 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime, ideally after your last urination, to give the nutrients time to absorb and signal your brain's sleep and fluid regulation centers. Now here's something to keep in mind. While pistachios are low in carbs, flavored or sweetened varieties like honey roasted or BBQ pistachios can contain hidden sugars and salts that may irritate your bladder or spike blood sugar. Your best bet is plain dry roasted unsalted pistachios, preferably stored in the fridge to maintain freshness and natural oils. And remember, pistachios are calorie dense, so 1 ounce, about 160 calories, is a perfect nighttime portion that supports both healing and sleep. If pistachios calm your nerves and balance your sleep hormones, this next nut strengthens the very signals between your bladder and brain, especially in diabetics waking up every night. Second on list, almonds. Almonds are more than just a popular snack. They're a neurological healer, a bladder relaxant, and a metabolic stabilizer all in one. When it comes to nighttime urination, especially in diabetics struggling with nerve damage, hormonal imbalance, or kidney overactivity, almonds deliver a layered solution. Their glycemic index is around 15, and their glycemic load is close to 0 when eaten in moderation, making them perfectly safe as a bedtime food, even for those with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. A 1 ounce serving, about 23 almonds, offers 6 grams of protein, 3.5 grams of fiber, and a powerful dose of healthy fats, mostly monounsaturated, that slow digestion and prevent blood sugar crashes during the night. But what makes almonds a true Nocturia fighting hero is their extremely high magnesium content, delivering 76 milligrams per ounce, which is 18% of the daily value. That single mineral plays a massive role in reducing bladder nerve hypersensitivity, improving kidney filtration rhythm, and relaxing the detrusor muscle, the muscle that controls bladder contractions. For diabetics with peripheral or autonomic neuropathy, almonds bring crucial nerve support thanks to their B vitamin matrix. They contain vitamin B2, 25% of the daily value, and niacin, 6%, both of which are involved in cellular energy repair and nerve insulation. But the real game changer here is that magnesium doesn't work alone. It partners with calcium, 7% daily value per ounce, and potassium, 6%, in almonds to enhance electrical signaling across nerve pathways, reducing the false signals that can wake you up at night thinking your bladder is full when it's not. This is especially relevant for men and women over 50, where hormonal shifts, blood vessel rigidity, and declining sleep hormone production all combine to create a perfect storm for nocturia. Almonds help break that cycle by supporting both vasopressin release, the hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down urine production, and melatonin sensitivity, which ensures your brain stays asleep longer between bathroom trips. But here's the hidden piece most people never consider. Almonds help calm nighttime cortisol spikes. For diabetics, especially those under chronic stress or dealing with adrenal fatigue, cortisol tends to rise in the late evening, which suppresses melatonin and triggers early waking, thirst, and more frequent urination. Almonds, rich in both magnesium and tryptophan, help rebalance this hormonal tug-of-war. By lowering cortisol while boosting melatonin production and sensitivity, almonds shift the body into a true rest and repair mode. This allows the bladder to relax, the kidneys to conserve water, and your sleep cycle to extend without interruption. And it gets even more impressive. Almonds support the kidney's circadian rhythm, a little-known internal clock that controls when your kidneys should filter heavily during the day and when they should slow down at night. For diabetics, that rhythm often becomes disrupted due to insulin resistance, poor glycemic control, or nerve damage. The magnesium-potassium combo in almonds helps retrain this filtration rhythm, signaling the kidneys to reduce nighttime output and restore a more natural, restful rhythm to your nights. Here's a fun fact. Almonds are not technically nuts. They're seeds of the fruit of the almond tree, Prunus dulcis, closely related to peaches and plums. What's interesting is that in traditional Persian medicine, almonds were used to treat both bladder heat and night sweats, which modern science now links to adrenal and kidney overstimulation, two key contributors to nocturia. In fact, almonds are a natural source of arginine, an amino acid that increases nitric oxide and improves blood flow to the kidneys and pelvic floor, enhancing filtration during the day and allowing for a slower urine rhythm at night. One research study found that magnesium-rich foods like almonds, when consumed regularly in the evening, improved bladder control and reduced nocturnal urination frequency by up to 36% in older adults, especially those with blood sugar or prostate issues. Here's a myth that keeps many diabetics from eating almonds before bed. Nuts are too heavy at night and will raise my blood sugar. The opposite is true. Almonds actually reduce post-meal glucose when eaten after dinner or as a final evening snack. This is due to their fiber-protein-fat balance, which delays gastric emptying and keeps glucose levels stable for hours. Studies show that eating almonds before bed can lower morning fasting blood glucose by 12 to 20%, and when combined with low-light conditions and reduced screen time, they even enhance natural melatonin release for better sleep quality. Now let's make it practical with a diabetic-friendly bedtime recipe. Take 1 ounce of raw or dry roasted unsalted almonds and pair them with half a small banana or 1 tablespoon of unsweetened almond butter spread on a slice of cucumber or celery. This combination provides potassium, magnesium, and fiber without excess sugar. For extra sleep support, sprinkle a pinch of nutmeg or turmeric, both known for their nerve-calming effects, into a small glass of warm, unsweetened almond milk and sip slowly before bed while eating your almond snack. You'll nourish the nervous system, calm your bladder, and promote deeper, uninterrupted sleep. Here's something important to keep in mind. Almonds are also an excellent source of vitamin E, providing 45% of the daily value per ounce. This antioxidant is critical for repairing tiny blood vessels in the bladder, kidneys, and even the skin. Diabetics who experience dry, itchy skin, poor wound healing, or capillary fragility may unknowingly suffer from microvascular damage that also affects bladder signaling. Almonds help repair that from the inside out, making them not only a relief food for nocturia, but a deep tissue healer as well. One helpful reminder: avoid commercial almond products like honey-roasted or flavored versions, which often contain excess sodium, oils, or artificial additives that irritate the bladder or increase thirst. Stick to plain, unsalted almonds and keep your bedtime portion around 1 ounce, 23 almonds, about 165 calories, to balance results and maintain calorie control. Now, if almonds restore rhythm and repair, wait until you see what this tiny seed does, not just for your bladder, but for your prostate, pelvic floor, and sleep cycle itself. First on list, pumpkin seeds. If there's one small, overlooked seed that deserves a spotlight when it comes to calming your bladder, supporting your kidneys, and helping you sleep through the night without bathroom interruptions, it's the pumpkin seed. Often tossed aside as seasonal snack food, pumpkin seeds are actually a hormone-balancing, prostate-protective, mineral-rich powerhouse, especially for diabetics battling nocturia. With a glycemic index of 10 and an estimated glycemic load under 1, these seeds are incredibly blood sugar friendly. In fact, their low carbohydrate profile, combined with high protein and fat, helps slow digestion and prevent nighttime glucose dips that often trigger false bladder urges. A 1 ounce serving, about 85 seeds or 28 grams, provides 7 grams of protein, 1.7 grams of fiber, and 13 grams of healthy fats. But what truly sets pumpkin seeds apart is their impressive mineral matrix: 37% of the daily value for magnesium, 23% for iron, 14% for zinc, 18% for phosphorus, and 14% for copper. This combination deeply nourishes the urinary tract, calms bladder nerves, and supports melatonin sensitivity, making it one of the most powerful foods for nighttime urinary control. For men dealing with nocturia caused by benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or early-stage prostate inflammation, pumpkin seeds offer direct symptom relief. They're naturally rich in phytosterols, compounds that help reduce prostate swelling and ease urine flow. In one long-term study, men who consumed pumpkin seed extract daily experienced up to a 39% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips, along with improvements in flow rate and residual bladder volume. For women, the benefits are equally powerful, thanks to zinc and magnesium's combined effect on the detrusor muscle of the bladder, which regulates involuntary contractions. These two minerals help stabilize overactive bladder symptoms and restore the normal stretch-relax cycle needed for longer sleep intervals between urination. What many people don't realize is that zinc, vitamin E, and gamma-tocopherol in pumpkin seeds also strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, the muscles that physically support your bladder and prevent nighttime leakage. This is especially vital for older adults, diabetics, or postmenopausal women with weakened pelvic tone. Even pumpkin seed oil has been shown in clinical studies to reduce urinary frequency in women and improve bladder control within weeks. What's even more impressive is how pumpkin seeds support the kidney's filtration schedule. Magnesium plays a key role in synchronizing the kidney's internal circadian clock, while zinc and phosphorus assist with cellular repair and water balance. In diabetics, where glucose toxicity often damages nephron function and leads to excessive nighttime urine output, this mineral synergy becomes critical. Pumpkin seeds help reduce that overfiltration effect by calming the glomeruli, tiny filtering units within the kidney, and slowing unnecessary nighttime fluid loss. They also help balance electrolytes like sodium and potassium, reducing the risk of dehydration-driven urination, especially for those who drink excess water in the evening to prevent glucose spikes. But perhaps the most underestimated benefit of pumpkin seeds is their support for bladder lining repair. Diabetics often suffer from microinflammation and nerve damage within the bladder wall, which leads to urgency and frequent waking. The zinc, magnesium, and essential omega-6 fats in pumpkin seeds help rebuild this lining and insulate irritated nerves, making the bladder more tolerant and less reactive through the night. Over time, this results in fewer false signals and a stronger ability to hold urine comfortably until morning. Here's a fun fact. Pumpkin seeds are one of the few plant-based sources of tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin and melatonin. This means they not only reduce bladder irritation, but also directly promote deeper sleep. But there's a trick to unlocking this benefit. Try eating them under dim lighting or avoiding screens afterward. This simple environmental cue tells your brain to convert tryptophan into melatonin more efficiently, especially in older adults whose pineal gland output is declining. In one trial, people who consumed pumpkin seeds daily reported up to 44% improvement in sleep quality and duration, with secondary benefits including fewer nighttime urinations and better morning blood sugar levels. Here's a myth worth busting. Pumpkin seeds are too salty to be healthy at night. The truth is, raw or dry roasted unsalted pumpkin seeds are naturally low in sodium and rich in bladder-calming nutrients. It's the flavored or packaged versions that create problems, often adding over 200 milligrams of sodium per ounce, enough to irritate the bladder lining and stimulate thirst, which leads to more fluid intake and more nighttime urination. If you stick to plain varieties, pumpkin seeds actually help reduce salt-induced water retention during the day and support gentle water conservation at night. What most people overlook is the blood sugar sleep urine triangle. When blood glucose drops too low at night, a common issue in diabetics, your body releases stress hormones like epinephrine and cortisol. These hormones not only wake you up, but also trigger the kidneys to flush out water, increasing urine production. Pumpkin seeds help prevent these dips by providing slow-digesting fats, fiber, and amino acids, keeping blood sugar stable and preventing the sympathetic nervous system from jolting you awake. That's why a bedtime serving of pumpkin seeds may do more for nocturia than cutting fluids alone. Here's a practical way to make pumpkin seeds part of your nighttime healing ritual. Take 1 ounce of raw or dry roasted unsalted pumpkin seeds and mix them with 1 tablespoon of plain Greek yogurt or mashed avocado. This combination delivers protein, magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats, all of which calm bladder nerves and stabilize insulin levels. For an added antioxidant kick, sprinkle in a pinch of cinnamon or ground flaxseed. Eat this about 60 minutes before bedtime, ideally after your last bathroom trip. The fats and fiber help slow absorption, while the tryptophan gently prepares your brain for melatonin release in deeper sleep cycles. Now here's something important to keep in mind. Pumpkin seeds are also high in iron and copper, which are essential in small amounts but may become pro-inflammatory if taken in excess, especially through supplements. If you're already taking a multivitamin with iron or copper, it's wise to monitor your total intake and stick to food-based sources like pumpkin seeds. The ideal bedtime portion is 1 ounce, about 85 seeds, offering the perfect blend of bladder support, mineral nourishment, and metabolic balance without overwhelming the digestive or hormonal system. Tips and tricks to maximize nocturia relief. Eating the right foods is powerful, but how and when you eat them can make all the difference in whether you sleep peacefully or spend the night going back and forth to the bathroom. The first tip is timing. Aim to enjoy your bedtime nuts or seeds about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep, ideally after your final bathroom visit. This gives your body enough time to absorb critical nutrients like magnesium, zinc, and tryptophan, which help reduce nerve overactivity, improve kidney rhythm, and trigger melatonin release. It also prevents digestion from disturbing your sleep window. Another overlooked factor is light exposure. If you're eating your bedtime snack under bright lights or using your phone right after, you're suppressing your natural melatonin signal. Try eating under dim lighting and avoiding screens for at least 30 to 45 minutes before bed. This helps the tryptophan in pumpkin seeds and pistachios convert more efficiently into melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone that also controls nighttime urine production through vasopressin. Next, room temperature matters more than people think. Cooler environments, ideally between 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, are proven to increase melatonin production and improve bladder muscle relaxation. Combine this with elevated legs for 15 minutes before bed to help redistribute fluid that pooled in the lower body during the day, and you'll be supporting both your bladder tone and kidney fluid balance. One final tip is pairing. You can supercharge the effects of these foods by combining them with natural fat or protein sources like Greek yogurt, mashed avocado, or almond milk. This extends digestion, smooths blood sugar levels, and further calms the nervous system, especially critical for diabetics with nighttime glucose dips or cortisol surges that trigger bladder activity. If this helped, try one of these bedtime foods tonight, then come back and tell us how your sleep went. Drop your city in the comments so we know where this healing journey is reaching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more natural diabetes and nocturia relief tips.